And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. Oh, it's about 10:49, 10:50. I really need to get back on schedule doing podcast exactly at 11 a.m. That way I stay on time. Kids, like I said before, kids out of school for the summer and stuff. And it's kind of an adjustment period. I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to go like a little bit earlier, like 10:30? Usually I get home from the gym around 9:30, so maybe I can get on and do the stream and record a podcast at like 10:30. It's trying to find a sweet spot for a while, the kids. Because last summer and this summer, last summer I didn't have them in the camp, and then this summer I'm not going to be in camp either. Because camp decided, for the city of Lakeland, decided to do it at the last possible minute and stuff. Then there's other sports camps, but uh, it's just like whatever. Sign them up. They're in sports anyways this summer, so that gets them out of the house at least 2 days out of the week, and then some other days out of the week I'll have things planned for them as I make them do exercises, and we go on walks or hikes or wherever the case may be, and just do different things. So it's parenting shit, man. You always got to plan something for the kids to do, because idle hands, devil's playground. Also a really good movie, man. I love Idle Hands, man. Jessica Alba was in it. One of the reasons why I like Jessica Alba. Idle Hands and Dark Angel. People don't remember Dark Angel, man. They slept on that series. That was a good fucking series, man. It used to come on Fox. I'm showing my age, but whatever. That was a good series, man. All right, let's go ahead and get into these topics. This article is from Zero Hedge. I kind of teased what I was going to be talking about yesterday from the good old Fauci. This guy's a clown, man. I just can't deal with him. Like what got me last year, before I even go into the article, what got me last year, I'll never forget this. For him to come on and talk about, oh no, you don't need masks, and then for him to do a complete 180. And I was like, see, this is why you don't fucking listen to these people, man. They don't care what comes out of their mouth. They just take the talking points because they're government employees. From my own personal experience, government employees will literally say wherever they're told to say. Because guess what? It's not just your company or some boss behind you. It's the United States government behind you. And if you don't do certain things a certain way, your ass will be thrown into prison. Right? In the military, you got a UCMJ United. Oh, UMCJ, United Military Code of Justice. And you're not even supposed to have anal sex in the military, right? It's sodomy. That's against the UMCJ, man. There's so many things that people don't even realize. You can't even wear earrings. Of course, you can't wear it in uniform, but even outside of uniform, even as civilian, even as walk around in your civilian clothes, like for a male, you can't wear earrings. There's a lot of different things you can't do. That's by the code of justice or whatever, so like that. So even outside of the military and outside of the Department of Defense, just government employees in general, when you're at GS, a government state employee or government service number, wherever it is, government service employee, when you're that employee, you do what the fuck you're told to do and you shut the fuck up. Otherwise, you'll lose your job and maybe something else. But I think Fauci he's already been a snake for the longest, because if you do a little research on him, go back to the 80s and stuff as far as different HIV testing and research and stuff like that, which I didn't realize till this past year, because nobody knew who the fuck Fauci was until last year. He's the top this, and then you're like, wait, who the fuck is this guy? And all of a sudden you see that, or you hear and you read and you see that, oh, he's been around for 30 something years? Get the fuck out of here, man. What? People in government will hold a position forever, including politicians, and that's bullshit. Nobody should be in that certain position for a long ass time. Like, I understand continuity and stuff like that, but that's how people amass power, because through their connections, their networking, and any resources they have amassed during that time in that so-called position of power, that's a slippery slope, man. But it looks like Fauci got kind of thrown on the bus with all this anyway. It's good for him though. So it says email shows researcher who funded Wuhan lab amidst manipulating coronaviruses thank Fauci for dismissing lab leak theory. It says Dr. Fauci's emails have been released via a Freedom of Information Act request, which is like, I'm surprised this shit even went through because it seems like things either take years to go through or they rarely go through at all, with all the bureaucracy being tied into it. It says, and there is some pretty interesting stuff in them, particularly one email where a researcher who funded the Wuhan Institute of Virology thanks Fauci for publicly dismissing the lab leak theory early on during the pandemic. And here's a kind of a screenshot of that email. It says the email states, actually, I think I skipped something. Okay. The email from Dr. Peter Daszak, President Daszak, D-A-S-Z-A-K, president of the Eco Health Alliance, a group that has extensive ties to the Wuhan lab gain of function research, sent the email to Fauci on April 18, 2020, roughly 6 weeks after the outbreak had taken hold. This is stuff you follow, you know anything about Millie Weaver or Tori says. If you know anything about the pandemic documentaries, this was already known last year. I think I touched on it before, and I said that I talked about this stuff last year during the summertime when I started my podcast. First, I started a little lighthearted talking about different things, and I got into the serious shit because it's still funny to me. It's still incredibly fucked up, but I say this often. You just gotta have a sense of humor. A lot of things, because you'll go crazy. You'll go completely insane. You'll just. Then again, you can't go insane and you laugh at everything, kind of like the Joker. So sometimes I catch myself wondering, like, man, if I just think everything's fucking funny, and then my kids spitting an image of me, they'd be like, oh, they laugh at everything too, and I'm like, God damn, I made some cynical assholes as well. Like, I'm just continuing the tradition. I don't know what's going on, but you gotta laugh at some of the stuff because it's so absurd and it's so it really will piss you off. So it says the email states, as a quote, as the PI of the ORI grant publicly targeted by Fox News reporters at the presidential press briefing last night, I just wanted to say a personal thank you on behalf of our staff and collaborators for publicly standing up and stating that a specific evidence supports a natural origin for COVID-19 from bat to human spillover, not a lab release from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. For my perspective, your comments are brave. Brave? Okay, I guess we're going to call it brave. I guess he's stunning and beautiful at the same time too, huh? And coming from your trusted voice will help dispel the myths being spun around the virus's origins. Once this pandemic over, I look forward thanking you in person and let you know how important your comments are to us all. And Fauci responded to the email the day after, writing, Peter, many thanks for your kind note. Best regards, Tony. These people don't care, right? The same as Hillary Clinton with her emails and her private servant stuff. They don't care because they think they're above everything. Because they've been getting away with shit for so long. What's the downfall of every great villain that you ever hear in any sci-fi movies or comic books and stuff like that? Like, the downfall of every villain is their own ego. It always will be their own ego because guess what? Villains tend to be complete narcissists, right? Heroes are narcissists as well, but heroes balance out the narcissism with their touch of humility. That's pretty much the big difference between your so-called hero and villain. But a lot of people just complete narcissists and they get away with so much stuff for so long that they feel like they're untouchable. But what as the old saying goes, nobody's untouchable. Anybody can be touched. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. At some point in time, someone can come at you and that'll be it. So it says Daszak, who also works for the World Health Organization. Of course he fucking does. Because why am I not surprised? Is on record admitting that he was involved with manipulating coronaviruses. It was a video of him talking in December 2019 about how good the viruses are for messing around with in a lab. What the fuck? Come on, man. Okay, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch this. At least a little bit of it. 35
This
minutes.
week in Virology, the podcast about viruses,
Damn,
the
that hurt my ears.
kind that make you sick.
Okay.
A typical charity.
501(c)(3),
yeah,
right?
501c3 in the US. But we're very focused on research. So what we're trying to do, really, I guess the difference that we're trying to do is do the science and publish in the best journals you can go for. A typical academic strategy funded by federal government and other sources, but then
peer manipulation. Like he just literally explained peer manipulation. Talked about it before. Other people have been mentioning for years stuff. How through these universities and in association with government entities, you can get all your research done. The government can contract out research through a university and stuff like that. And for the most part, depending on if it's, especially if it's a private university, you can hide things. That's why the government doesn't like to do a lot of stuff openly when they're trying to do certain experimentation or certain researches. They want to go through a private company because, well, when it's private, it's private. You can keep it off the books and stuff like that. You don't have to dispel or disclose what's going on. Which is interesting that Tony dumbass did he use his personal email? Or did he just use, man, if he uses government email, yeah, he uses government email. He uses government email. I was gonna say he had to because since his FOIA request worked, it had to be a government. He uses government email. But like that's a complete stupid move, right? But that's just cockiness. Like, hey, fuck it, I can do whatever I want. I'm Fauci. But yeah, this guy's kind of about to explain using the government grants and stuff like that to fund some of this research. Now you see the association between government and these research institutions, these universities and stuff. And you almost kind of realize what these universities are actually for, right?
and take the science and do something with it on the ground. So that's the charity side. That's the 501c3 side of it.
Got it.
Charity
so
side.
I like to try and mix that together.
I don't do that. I don't go on the ground. I stay in the lab.
I mean, I'm from basic science originally, but I've always had an applied bent, and I just think it's good to actually see some results on the ground. It's very hard to do, of course.
Yeah, saying too, I'm not gonna play the whole video. I just want to hear his voice, just kind of see what he was gonna say, or listen to what he was gonna say rather. You understand too, with these people, man, they're not necessarily evil or bad. I know that kind of gets thrown out there a lot, and I'll be honest with you, you can argue to say that they are evil, they are complete villains, but my mindset for all like once again, comic book reference. Like when you think of a great villain, you think of someone like Thanos, right? Right? When everybody watch the Marvel movies and stuff, wherever you see Thanos, what makes a great villain is the fact that you can kind of see things from their perspective. Now it's fucked up because of the means in which they'll go about to achieve their goals. It's kind of seems inhumane, but at the same time, like they're doing it for kind of an honest or a somewhat good reason, just in their own twisted mind. And that's what a lot of these people in actuality are. People in government, people in corporations, people in civil service jobs, military, police officers, nurses, doctors, all that stuff. Like a lot of people want to feel like they're doing something good, even if they go about it in a fucked up manner. Like, say you want to help out the world and stuff, and you think the world has too many people, and you think it's better if the world will have a little bit less people. Almost exactly what Thanos kind of mindset was in the Marvel movies, even actually from the comics as well. So how do we go about getting rid of a bunch of people? Well, let's see. Let's find a way that is kind of fucked up, but it'll be the benefit for everybody. See how you spin that in your head to make you feel like you're doing something good? Even though, who the fuck are you to do that? But hey, that's how these people kind of act. They think they really think, or they really believe, I should say, that they're better than everybody, or that they have the best ideas, that they know what's best. You do it too. We all do it. We all look at people and think, man, it's a bunch of fucking idiots walking around, right? We all do this. That's why I try not to call nobody stupid, because it's hard. Like, believe me, it's hard, but because once you want to think of people as stupid, sometimes you kind of dismiss them and then you think like they're pointless, they're useless. Why are they even walking around? In fact, they're counterintuitive to the rest of the species. Because once you kind of develop that mindset and you thinking everybody around you is stupid or people do a lot of dumb things, then you kind of lose sight of, who they are as actual human beings and stuff. Then you kind of treat them as either opposition or you treat them as pointless. They're just pointless people and they're just in your way. So you no longer see them on the same, you no longer visualize them in the same perspective of respect level as you would other people that you respect. And then in a sense, you kind of make people lesser than what they really are. This is what some of these governments and bankers, especially politicians around the world, do. They think they're better than everybody else because they look and they see what they have done and what the people that they associate with have done. And then you look at people that somebody on TikTok and they're like, God damn, some stupid ass kids, right? And it's like, man, these kids don't know what to do. That's why I don't know why people think it's a shock that your vote doesn't count. Of course your vote doesn't count. Even when I voted this last election, I knew my vote didn't count. But what do you do? You do a little bit of something. Just I only voted twice. I think I just wanted to balance out because I didn't like the vote I made the first time. And whether I like the vote or not this time, at least I'm like, oh, I did it twice, right? After this, I'm done. I'm not. I'll say voting in my local legislation for the most part, if I think it's not rigged, but if I feel like it's rigged, somebody gonna hear something. Because let's be honest, when you're talking about voting for presidents and senators and stuff like that, would you actually let everyone have a decision to make if you think everybody around you is a fucking idiot? Right? If you actually had the ability to manipulate the outcome of an election, would you do it? If you thought everybody around you that was voting, or all the people that was voting for or during the election was a complete idiot, would you actually make sure the election is fair if you think they're fucking stupid? I'm just giving you guys a perspective of how some of these people see things. So as they're sitting there playing around with coronavirus, it's like, yeah, we can do whatever we want to. Because what happens if somebody gets sick? It doesn't matter. They're fucking stupid. Well, it doesn't matter. It's cost doing business, right? So it says Dasick notes that coronaviruses are pretty good. You can manipulate them in the lab pretty easily. The spike proteins drive a lot about what happens. You can get the sequence. You can build a protein. We work with Ralph Barrick at University of North Carolina to do this. Insert it into the backbone of another virus and do some work in the lab. End quote. That's what I'm talking about with the vaccines. Like they're in the kitchen just mixing shit up because that's literally what they're doing, man. They're just mixing things up. They don't care. It says elsewhere, the email showed that Fauci also knew very early on, before the WHO even declared a pandemic, that researchers suspected the virus had been potentially engineered in a lab, as this exchange with Christian G. Anderson of the Scripps Research Institute from January 2020 shows. Oh man, oftentimes, man, I talk about the notion of conspiracy theory or conspiracy theories and how it has such a negative connotation, and that's by design after the JFK assassination with the Warren Commission report, and they kind of, I think the CIA kind of coined that phrase and stuff like that. Do your own research, you know what I'm talking about. But the whole term conspiracy theory literally applies to people in government because they conspire. You're conspiring to commit a crime, and they theorize what they can do. So they are, people in government and politicians and stuff like that are the textbook literal definition of conspiracy theorists. Me and you, regular people, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. It's called critical thinking. That's it. Because we don't have nothing. We're not conspiring nothing. No, we're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on because we've been looking around and we've been paying attention and we hear some things and we're like, hey, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I'm pretty sure what you said doesn't fucking make sense. Right? So it's not a conspiracy theory, right? I often talk about, like I said, the JFK assassination. I don't think the guy got shot from, I don't know, way the fuck back over there. when he looked like he got shot from a different angle because of the way his body moved. That's not conspiracy theory. That's you using your own fucking brain to determine basic concept and do critical thinking skills to be like, hey, I get what you're saying, but that doesn't make sense. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh man. It goes on and on. Let's see how long. This article's not that long. But it goes on just talking about the emails and everything else that's in it and stuff. And let's see, it says Daszak, like Fauci, has also since denied that there was any gain of function research being conducted at the Wuhan lab and that it wasn't being funded by EcoHealth Alliance or via the National Institute of Health with U.S. tax dollars. Of course it was. Of course it was. Of course it was. But those tax dollars probably got flipped to something. They probably turned into Bitcoin. To be honest with you, they probably turned into some Bitcoin or something like that. They probably flipped it from the U.S. tax dollars, man, turned into something else and washed it off and stuff and everything, so it doesn't have a direct trace. Because who's gonna trace all this stuff back? Who has the authority? It has so we have to trust the government to investigate itself. How well does that work out, right? You don't even trust your local precinct to investigate them, their own police officers when there's some type of suspicion of misconduct. So I'm supposed to trust a so-called internal affairs or inspector general, IG or whatever and stuff like that amongst the United States government to inspect themselves. Why? I mean, that's kind of wishful thinking, right? Because there's so many ramifications of those actions. So even if you're trying to do the best thing possible, what might happen if you try to do the best thing possible or try to be a good person? You know, if you have morals and values and stuff like that, which seems to be completely lacking in today's modern society. Morals, values, characters, that's just a thing of the past. People don't have nothing. All people have is pleasures. Everybody just wants the pleasures. Everybody wants to feel good about everything. It goes on to say these are blatant lies, as there is mountains of evidence that confirms this exactly was the case. No shit. And then once again, it goes back to people with doing their own research, outside entities who are really concerned, and maybe they just want to take down the government for whatever reason. But you know, maybe they got their own reasons behind why they're doing what they're trying to do. But this is a thing. Someone has to do something every now and then. So why not be a law-abiding citizen? It says, why wouldn't they deny it? Why would they deny it when it can be so easily proven the research was being conducted? Another interesting factoid about Daszak is that he was employed as an expert fact checker by Facebook. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. So the guy works at EcoHealth Alliance. He also works for the World Health Organization. He's also a fact checker at Facebook. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can watch this as a movie and take this seriously and be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Can nobody else see this is going on? It said when it was monitoring and removing misinformation about the origins of COVID on his platform. Oh, I'm so done. I want to click on this link though and see what the amount of evidence. I wonder is another. Let's see. It goes to nature.com. It says isolation and characterization of a bat SARS-like coronavirus that uses the ACE2 receptor. Oh my God! Look, that's all it is, man. These people actually don't cover their tracks. They really don't hide anything too well. They just put it off somewhere where nobody cares about. They don't expect no one to read articles like this. They don't expect no one to go back in time. They don't expect no one to remember this stuff. They don't expect no one to sit there and get on the internet and look stuff up. Because yeah, you find this. I mean, I just clicked a link on something, but somebody had to take a lot of hours to dig and find this stuff. And then well, it's not really an article. It looks like it's more of a research published journal. but it's an editorial summary of SARS-like virus in bats. Peter Daszak, his name's on it, and colleagues identified 2 novel coronaviruses from Chinese horseshoe bats that are closely related to severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, SARS-CoV, right? SARS-CoV. And what we have? SARS-CoV-2. You can't make this shit up, man. I don't know. My kids can figure this shit out. My kids are 12 and 10. And if I was to tell them this stuff, no, not even that. If I was just to show them this stuff and they read it themselves, they'd be like, oh my God. Anybody knows this? This is the most stupidest thing. This is clearly what happened. It's not, you don't have to be some type of rocket scientist. You don't have to be some engineer for NASA, man, to understand this stuff. Ain't nobody really that smart, man. You just got to be able to pay attention and be motivated. The cause of the pandemic during the 2002, 2003. So they probably, oh my God, don't tell me. These idiots did this shit before. Don't tell me they did this before. Don't tell me they did the SARS pandemic back in 2002, 2003 and stuff like that. Don't tell me that. I was in high school when this happened. That's what kills me right now with the coronavirus, COVID-19 and stuff. I'm like, hey, don't y'all remember the SARS outbreak? like not even that, like 2 decades ago? There's nobody not remember that? I remember that. I was only in high school. I was like, hey, we have these pandemics quite often. Like, why are we all of a sudden worried now? Like, this is a kind of a normal thing. Like, that's cool though. Oh man, this is really fucked up, man. This is really fucked up. So, I want to talk about Coinbase. This is from MarketWatch via MSN.com. It's interesting because as we go towards cryptocurrencies and digital currencies and a central bank digital currency and things run on the blockchain and stuff, what people seem to not understand is it's already here, right? It's already here. And what goes on is the media will lie to you and they'll put out little narrative stories, but majority of the times to either insinuate fear or to distract you. So they either insinuate fear because fear boosts their ratings. I talked about it before on the podcast episode. I talked about one of the technical directors from CNN through Project Veritas. They did a little honeypot, caught him. Just imagine how many dudes would just spill their guts out when they get a pretty girl in front of their face and a little alcohol in them. A lot of weak men out there, but hey, to each their own, whatever. But with Project Veritas and they exposed that, but saying what we already knew anyways, right? If you were paying attention to the media, you already know that they just lie. And I don't care what aspect of media that you look at, the media lies. When they're talking about cryptocurrency on CNBC and stuff like that, Yahoo Finance, they're lying. When you want to talk about politics, CNN, MSNBC, or Fox News, whoever else, they're lying, right? And when you want to talk about sports media and stuff, ESPN, Bleacher Report, they suck. They're lying. Like everywhere you turn around, everybody in media is lying because their job is to do what? Get ratings so they can get more ad revenue. So how can you take them seriously when they don't care? All they care about is money. So you can't take them seriously. But you can still get information from them. So this article says for the headline, Coinbase's stock rises as crypto platform says U.S. customers can use debit card in Apple, Google wallets. I thought it was funny because I've been on a Coinbase wait list for their debit card for like a year or two now. I don't remember last time. I think it was like last year, maybe 2019, because I'm still waiting. So U.S. customers, who has it? Who has it? Who has a Coinbase card? I want to know because I want it. It says shares of crypto broker Coinbase climbed Tuesday, even as the broader digital asset complex was sluggish following a listless weekend's trading for crypto. At last check, Coinbase shares up about 2%, blah, 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 blah. It says with Apple and Google mobile payment networks, the agreement that they have whereby U.S. customers can now use this branded debit card and Apple Wallet applications for payments. So I want to know, is a debit card only for Coinbase Pro customers? Because I have a Coinbase Pro account, and I have the highest level on just a regular Coinbase account. So where's my card at? Coinbase. It says Coinbase said that it will automatically convert all cryptocurrency to US dollars and transfer the funds to a customer's Coinbase card for purchases and withdrawals, as well as provide rewards in crypto. So it will automatically convert all cryptocurrency to US dollars. How are they going to convert all cryptocurrencies to US dollars? What are they going to use? Kind of sounds like XRP. Kind of sounds like the only thing that can take fiat or take cryptocurrency and transfer it to fiat and take fiat to fiat at a low value exchange rate with no fees. I don't know what else there is. Maybe XLM, obviously, but that's just the same as XRP. Literally by the same people. So how are they doing this? How are they doing it? The crypto platform, which went public in mid-April, kicked off its debit card in the U.S. during the fall of 2020. Debit Visa card. Where the fuck is my debit card then, man? The company launched a debit card in Europe and the UK in 2019. Yeah, I think and that's when I think they put up the wait list. I want my debit card, man. I have a debit card for crypto.com and I have a debit card for Uphold. I literally just paid my electric bill, my utility bill with my Uphold debit card. And I had messed up or something. I didn't get no bill for a while or whatever. I guess they hauled over their system, so I didn't get no email notifications. But that's also my fault for not personally directly checking on the website too. So I needed to transfer money over from my Uphold account to my bank account. So in order to pay my utility bill, but I don't have to do that because I have an Uphold debit card. So then I have my money in XRP. So instead of putting it in, so all I had to do was just really sell and trade my XRP because Uphold has been one of the few U.S. Exchanges this whole entire time that has been allowing the sell and trade of XRP. I don't know if people have not noticed that, but I'm fine with it. So whatever. So instead of selling my XRP and putting it into USD and having it on my card for my debit card and Uphold actually lets you make purchases with different cryptocurrencies or different commodities. I have made purchases using gold. I talked about this before on one episode of the podcast, but I want to reiterate it. I made purchases using gold. I made purchases using XRP, and a lot of it was just to see if it worked. Right? I never really had to use it like that before, but a lot of it was just to see if it worked. And there's times I used to put money away for a savings account, but I stopped doing that years ago because I was like, man, these savings accounts, I'm not getting no real returns and stuff. Like, yeah, you're not losing your money, but actually you are because the value of the dollar is going down. So I'm like, well, forget this. What I will do, and the value of the dollar is going even further down. What is it, Russia? I think it just announced today that they're not accepting, they're not doing no trades or anything like that with the U.S. dollar. That they're only going to be using the euro and the yuan and something else, I think. I had to continue. I had to find an article or something about that because I can't remember. I just read a headline on Disclosed TV on their social media account on, I think it was on Twitter or Gab, probably both. But I've been using XRP and stuff. So the whole thing is where we're going towards, and what is already here now, is the ability to make payments instantly within a few seconds, because no one's trying to, like I said, pay my utility bill. If I was going to pay it through my bank account, I would have to sell my XRP, and then I have to transfer it over to my bank account, and then I have to wait a few days for that to get there, and then after that, then I'll have to make the ACH withdrawal through my bank account for my utility bill, and I have to wait a few days for that to be confirmed. Why? We're in a digital age, right? We got internet, all this stuff. I can play video games with anybody around the world in an instant. Yeah, I can't, I don't know, make a financial transaction. It takes 5 to 7 business days for my money to get in my bank account and be confirmed. It's too fucking slow. You really think we're about to go into this new decade with this type of bullshit? Like, nobody got time for this, man. Nobody's trying to deal with this, man. It's 2021. It's 2021, and there's no reason why we should be sending money in a business week, 5 to 7 business days. That's insane, man. That's insane. So it's already here. The main state is being able to get everyone to adopt it and accept that, hey, this is a benefit of you moving your money super fast up. You gotta get people off the mindset of cash. I mean, a pandemic kind of helped with that, right? Kind of seems kind of coincidental that a pandemic helped with cash, because now people are like, oh, don't give me your card. Don't give me your cash. Oh, I don't touch this. Don't touch that. Now you see contactless, touchless payments everywhere. When before, people didn't necessarily want to have that because people don't like change. But the best way to make a drastic change in people's lives in a huge population is to, well, scare them into it. Fear is a powerful emotion. Fear and love. But a lot of times when you want to manipulate somebody, well, you use fear. And usually in your personal relationship, you use love. Because that's about the extent of how far love will go anyways. But it says Coinbase's debit card has been supported by Google Pay in Europe since March 2020. So it lets you know what's already going on. So now if you have a Coinbase card, right, and you're making crypto payments or doing crypto transactions or doing financial transactions and payments using cryptocurrency, you already got that in Europe. European Union is going to come along with their own central bank digital currency. You see where all this is going. The framework is already there. And then you have the digital wallet as well. So you can have your Apple wallet, you can have your Google wallet, and you have your digital wallet from if you're in the European Union, you have all that stuff on your phone. Everything's going to your phone so it can all move around the internet. Because let's be honest, we all want to move shit fast. Like, I'll be honest with you, I get where it's going. I can see the road for abuse, power abuse of this as well. But damn it, nobody wants to carry a fucking wallet around with your phone in your cars all the time, right? I don't even do that no more. Sometimes I just leave it at home, or I leave it in my car. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all do that stuff, right? Because if somebody takes your debit card, what? You cancel that shit immediately. You get a new one in the next couple of days. And it doesn't even matter, because if you're using contactless payment, you ain't got to have a physical card anymore. You just have it on your phone. So you don't have to wait a few days. You just get a new issue a new credit card number or debit card number within that 24 hours, and bam, you're good to go. Because things have got to speed up, because we're trying to have this intercontinental, this interconnected world, this one global economy and society and stuff. Well, we got to be able to send payments to each other super fucking fast and not wait several days for all this stuff. But I just want to show you guys this. And I think it's funny that Coinbase is bringing the card to the United States, yet Crypto.com already has something similar function, and then Uphold, literally, you can spend your cryptocurrency. Like I said, I've used XRP to pay my rent before. Because all this time I've been investing in XRP, I was just putting my money, all the money that I would have put in savings, I just put in XRP. I just put in the cryptocurrency. Excuse me, because I knew it would go up in value. I knew I wouldn't lose my money. And I bought majority of it under 50 cents. Some of it under 20 cents. Actually, a good handful of it was under 20 cents. Wasn't losing my money. I keep some of my value. I'm good to go. Like, I'm good. Because I knew what I was investing in. I knew at some point I would get more than my money's return. Right? Because as long as it doubles it, I'm good. But it's just little things like that, man. It's little things like that. And finally, I want to talk about this article from Cointelegraph. This is China to hand out 6.2 million in new digital yuan trial in Beijing. So now they're going after their major populated city, right? It's already here. We already know that you cannot let China be the forefront of this type of technology. You already know that you got to crack down on this stuff. The thing about all this is, like I said, it's already here. But this stuff rarely gets kind of talked about on the mainstay as far as some of your mainstream media. It says Beijing residents should apply to participate in the lottery until midnight on June 7th. The Chinese government is launching another digital yuan lottery to stimulate its ongoing digital currency trials, this time the capital of Beijing. I don't understand. I do understand this whole lottery shit is stupid, but people like lottery because it sounds like they win something, right? I think it was Ohio, some other states have lotteries, so they talking about the vaccine and stuff. People just want to feel like they won something. So there you go. But this is a good way to test out the digital one and get it. Because once again, how do you get people to make a change that they're not used to? Well, you gotta you guys come up with little different ways and stuff to, get them to embrace a new change, because people do not like change. You can scare them into it, or you can trick them into it thinking, oh, look, here's a lottery, you get this, and that. I mean, you ain't doing nothing but getting... Actually, let me read the rest of the article. I want to know exactly what it is. So the Beijing Local Financial Supervision and Administration officially announced Tuesday that the government will distribute 40 million digital yuan, $6.2 million, to Beijing residents as part of a new digital currency pilot. Starting in June, the program features red envelopes, or quote, red envelopes, a traditional way of gifting money, with each providing a free online wallet containing 200 digital yuan. So you get the free online digital wallet, which is what the European Union is trying to do. And with that free wallet, you get that money as well. $200, 200 digital yuan, giving you total into, equaling 31 US dollars. Excuse me. Why would you not do that, right? You if they did that in America and other countries around the world, you'd be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take it. You will all take it. Because yes, we know they ain't doing nothing but just flooding the system with their digital currency and stuff. And yes, they're gonna do anything but track your money and stuff, but they already track your money anyways, because you don't think your bank has been selling information to the US government about how much money you have? Hell, Uphold fucking they emailed me, they froze my account because I sent over a larger amount of XRP, and they kind of looked at me like, whoa, you've been transferring a lot of XRP. What's your source of income? Like literally, I had to tell them what my source of income was. And once I told them that, that was it. They was like, okay, you're good. I was like, I know I'm good. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, leave me the fuck alone. But they're tracking, man. They're tracking because they have to report that to the United States government. They have to report these things to the United States the government. Your bank is reported at these digital exchanges. Everybody's reporting to the United States government because they got the guns. They don't have the power, but they have the weapons. What are you gonna do? You ain't got the guns. You don't have the arsenals. You ain't got the nuclear warheads. So what are you gonna do? Well, you're probably gonna be like, all right, the buck stops here. I've been trying to fight against you for the longest, but let's be honest, I won't actually win this fight if it ever gets physical. So I just gotta find my own way. I mean, unless I get everybody all together and stuff, and we all go against the government all as one, but that'll never happen because, well, we're too busy being divided with our sex and sexual orientation and skin tone and religion and all this other stupid shit. Like, we can have all these different things and still come together as a human species, but that makes way too much sense. And people just clearly can't accept that most basic concept of that. So you gotta do things like a lottery like this when you're trying to enforce change and stuff and get people to adopt to something new. And if they do this here in America, I'll be on it too. I'm like, hey, give me the digital wallet. Go ahead. Give me all this. Give me all this. Yep, go ahead. You guys are already tracking all my money anyways. Fuck it. Let's go with it. These red, like I said, anyways, it's better for everybody to move towards digital money, in my opinion. It just sucks that the governments are the ones behind this shit, and they're gonna use it for nefarious reasons to track everybody and stuff like that. These red envelopes will be distributed to the 200,000 lottery winners who must download an application to use their prizes at nearly 2,000 designated merchants in the city. You're literally having people test out the network for you. Be honest with you, it's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's literally brilliant too, and it's not even that hard. I shouldn't even say it's brilliant because it has been done before in other places in a kind of similar manner. So it's it's just easy. I mean, people will try anything new if you give them some type of incentive. I mean, that's as long as they don't feel like they're getting completely screwed over. We all know we're getting screwed over in some form or fashion, but as long as it's not as bad, as long as it's upfront. Like, you can fuck me over, but as long as I can kind of see it coming and I make that, as long as I feel like I made a choice myself, right? It says in order to register, consumers can use two banking apps: China's mobile banking app and ICBC mobile banking app. Let's see. According to the announcement, Beijing residents should apply to participate in the lottery before midnight on June 7th, blah, blah, blah. The government has carried out multiple digital yuan giveaways in other cities, including Shenzhen. These lotteries intend to help the People's Bank of China test the country's digital currency after the central bank launched the first digital yuan trials in April 2020. Funny how during the so-called pandemic, they was like, oh yeah, let's put this digital money out there. Can't make this shit up, bro. So they already been tested for a whole year. Let's say the population over there knows that they're testing and stuff like that. I do give them that. I've seen different videos on social media and stuff, and when they've been going to different merchants and stuff like that and testing it out. So they know, well, somebody knows. I don't know if everybody knows, but somebody knows. They have reportedly been giving away 150 million digital yuan, 23.5 million in order to promote digital currency use. And it says, as previously reported, China's central bank is looking to allow foreign athletes and visitors to use the digital yuan during the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2020. So that will also help with their testing on international markets and supplies or whatever the case, as far as financial systems and railways go when they're doing the Winter Olympics. Didn't they just have the fucking Olympics in Beijing? Was that the Summer Olympics? Or was that a Winter Olympics? Well, okay, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Whatever. We're just gonna let it go for right now. But you see how all this digital money stuff is coming, right? And you see how much it literally is here. They just won't tell you exactly it's here. Like I said, XRP XRP is not XRP is a security, right? Because the SEC is suing Ripple. Yeah, I use XRP as a currency. I literally just use it. I literally just use it to make a payment. How is that? Did I do something illegal? No, because the joke, man. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. And none of the stuff matters, man. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. And that's why you have all these different distractions in the media, right? Because you can Ripple, somebody can easily bring up, obviously during the case with the SEC, saying that, oh, XRP is security and you got to halt the trade on it. But they already said you don't have to stop the trade on it because the lawsuit is going on, but nothing has been determined. So nothing should come about. Nothing should come about as of right now until an actual final settlement or some verdict is made in this trial, which won't even be that. It'll be a settlement anyways. But nothing has really come about it. So why would all these exchanges just delist XRP and stuff? Right? How is it I can still use XRP as a literal fucking currency, even though it's under an SEC lawsuit under Ripple? Because XRP is not tied to Ripple. They just happen to use it. And they'll be surprised too when they all of a sudden have the escrow XRP that Ripple has be distributed to some other people in part of the terms in order for them to go public with their IPO. which is something that people were always talking about anyway, is that their escrow seems to be saved for somebody or some entity or entities. It's all a game. It's all a joke. The world's the stage. The world's a distraction. You got to dig deep into the actual findings and read the articles and read about the details of certain cases involved and different things like that. You really got to focus and pay attention on what's going on, because the media will not tell you. Governments will not tell you. At least not flat out, they won't tell you. And by the time they do tell you, it's too fucking late, right? If China has a digital yuan, if China has some type of national digital currency, every major power, all your G7 countries, G20 countries, whatever, they will have a digital currency that their nation, their government issues out themselves. Now, whether it be a blockchain or just a digital currency, whatever, they all will have some type of digital currency, and it will be tracked. Period. Like that's just what it is. That's just how it goes. I mean, your U.S. dollar is already tracked in a sense. You just don't necessarily think of it that way. But that's why they all got serial numbers on the money and stuff. And I'm pretty sure your money's I know your money's being tracked in your bank accounts anyway, because your banks are reporting it. And Visa and MasterCard debit transaction, credit card transaction, they're reporting this information. If they'll sell your information when it comes to the different products that you use, and so they can sell you the ads and all this other stuff, you don't think they'll sell the information on your financial transactions as well? Everything's for sale. I mean, not for you, the average regular private citizen, but for these corporations, these government entities, yeah, everything's for sale. So all this digital talk and stuff, that's why I'm harping on it so much, because it's here. It's here. And the more I see this being pumped out into the news and media articles and stuff, as they talk about Dogecoin or Bitcoin or wherever else, I'm like, all those things are distractions, man. I just want to share the information that I have been looking into for these past few years anyway, and just kind of let you guys know that this stuff has been coming. And all they're doing is building all the infrastructures and railways behind the scenes. They're building all their networks. And then when they want to come fully online, 100%, and Wall Street position itself for them to make tons of money, by then it's too late, and they'll never tell you about it until after they're already situated. So around the time where you can still make money on joke coins, on Shiba Inu or Dogecoin or wherever meme coins are out there, now it's time where you can make money on it. But my thing is, don't sit there and try to hold on to it for a decade plus, because a lot of this stuff, 99% of all these crypto will go away. It's going to be about utility. It's going to be about the blockchain. Does that digital ledger or the distributed ledger technology, does it have actual value? Does it solve a use case? Does it provide something? You're going to see a shift in value upon our money going back to where it needs to be at. It needs to be, our dollars and stuff like that needs to be associated with oil, or not oil, energy, commodities, assets, things like that. This money needs to be backed by something, because enough of this fake bullshit that we've been doing, these are not sound economic principles, and we'll just print ourselves into oblivion. We can't do this, right? So they knew this shit was always going to fail. They just made up a bunch of money, raised a bunch of capital so they can come out on top when it's time to the next transition, and where we're going into a generational wealth transfer. You might not come out a billionaire. You might not come out a millionaire. But if you can come out with a few more $1,000s than what you had before, just because you bought some certain tokens and coins, whatever, why not? Why not? Maybe you could put money down in a house, right? Maybe you could pay off your car or something. Do something for yourself financially, because these people on Wall Street, these people in these banks, these people in these corporations, these Fortune 500 companies, stuff like that, you're going to make billions of fucking dollars. You got to be able to get your hand a little bit of the cookie jar. And if you can just get a little bit of those crumbs, guess what? Enough crumbs come together, you got a whole fucking cookie. I'm just saying, man, just get a little bit. You might not make it out with $1 billion, but at least you got something that you can live comfortably. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's about your income to debt ratio. And if your income is higher than your debt, you're sitting pretty well and you're living good. I won't be back on tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. Yeah, I should be back on Monday. We'll see how that plays out, but I definitely won't be back on tomorrow. Check out my blog site, Damian Jackson, DAMIEN Jackson22.com. I'll update whether I'm going to be doing a podcast or not. And then you can go to that blog site, and then in the top right-hand corner, you should find my podcast links and my social media account links and stuff. And that way you can stay up to date on different things that I'm doing and whether or not the podcast is coming on and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to keep it around 11 o'clock Monday through Friday when I do it. It seems to be a good time for me and stuff. And even with the kids out of school, I can kind of get away and be quiet in my room for a little while before someone comes knocking on the door saying, hey, what are we doing today? Or, hey, I want to go to my friend's house or something like that. Got little kids, man. They're fantastic. I love them to death. They get on my fucking nerves, but I love them to death. And I'm pretty sure I get on their nerves as well. As always, love your family and friends. Spread some positivity. All this nice shit I'm supposed to say. So until next time.